Welcome to ABC31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards announces his proposal for the state's $1 billion fiscal cliff. ABC31's Joanna Phillips has details on how this could impact residents in our big story tonight.
The state of Louisiana is facing a $1 billion fiscal cliff, projected for the state budget beginning on July 1st of 2018. But Governor John Bel Edwards has a plan to avoid that fiscal cliff, which he outlined yesterday afternoon.
All of the proposals that I'm making come from the legislatively created task force. And in that sense, I'm proposing to the legislature that it adopts its plan. And I am not proposing a tax increase. These proposals are revenue neutral.
Some of the proposed changes will impact business.
Make permanent the reductions to tax credits, deductions, and rebates that are going to sunset at the end of this fiscal year. I would adjust the business utilities tax to 4%, which is what they are currently paying, and I would set the industrial utility rate at 2%.
While other proposed changes could directly affect families, such as expanding sales tax to certain services, like cable television. Governor Edwards' proposal also includes the largely talked about 1 cent on the state sales tax. Some support an extension of the 1 cent boost to state sales tax, which will sunset at the end of the fiscal year. But Edwards opposes.
That the 5th penny roll off the books as scheduled, and that the 4 pennies that we keep, we will clean those from exemptions so that they look like the 5th penny that will roll off.
The governor is asking for feedback from lawmakers on his plan. He plans to call a special session in February in regards to the fiscal cliff. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Former Governor Kathleen Blanco is undergoing treatment for her cancer in her liver, and she shared her story as the commencement speaker for UL Lafayette's 157th commencement at the Cajun Dome. No treatments have been identified to actually cure her type of melanoma, so a variety of treatments will likely be necessary over time. The Democratic one-term governor said she asked the audience for prayers as she begins another round of treatment next week. A teen from Wynn Parish was killed last night in Natchitoches Parish. Troopers say 15-year-old Kristen Hoffpower of Atlanta, Louisiana, lost control of her pickup and hit a road sign, then a concrete retaining wall on a creek bank. Happened around 9:10 on Highway 71 north of Campty. A passenger was also seriously hurt in that wreck. Turning to our weather now. Hopefully we can have the rain clear out in time for your travels later this week. Meteorologist Ross Whitley is here with the first look at our forecast.
Yeah, we had some rain move through today associated with a warm front. The back edge of that system will be moving through overnight tonight, and that'll be bringing with it, well, some more rain showers. This isn't our only chance at rain this week. We've got not 1, but 2 more shots at rain as we head into the holiday weekend. But for today, it was 72. We started out at 59, and the average, well, we should be around 60. So our overnight low was around where our daytime high should be. We didn't pick up a ton of rain today, only around 1/100th of an inch, but we have more rain on the way overnight tonight, maybe even a heavy thunderstorm as we work through the early morning hours going into tomorrow. And of course, I'll be talking about more rain and what you can expect across the nation coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Ross. This month, the Treehouse Museum is filled with Christmas craft events, from making snowmen to decorating gingerbread men. ABC31's Shar Thomas has more.
The Treehouse Children's Museum is known for their unique educational and cultural resources that represents the community's interests for children. Today, students from Ball Elementary and toddlers got a chance to put their creative craft skills to the test as they partaked in making festive snow and gingerbread men. Both parents and teachers used this time to bond with the children while they played educational games and made crafts.
It's really great. We get to spend a lot of time, one-on-one and, enjoying just playing. There's nothing he can break or get into here.
If your child missed out on toddler time or a school field trip to the Treehouse, not to worry, he or she can participate in the upcoming STEAM camp. If you want your child to participate in the camp, follow these steps.
Which is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and you can find that on our website and on Ticket Central to sign up for that.
Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
Merry Christmas!
Back in 1953, a 3-year-old boy from Natchitoches took a trip to Alexandria with his mom to do some shopping with hopes of visiting Santa, but his mother forgot to make the stop. He assured his mother that it was okay and he would see Santa next year, but the boy tragically died several months later. His family then built a small Santa house in Natchitoches so children would not have to be driven 50 miles to see Santa at Christmas. This year, that small house was replaced with a permanent Santa house on the banks of the Cane River Lake, and Miss Louisiana 2017 paid a visit to that historic site. Many cities are seeing open spaces turned into urban farms. In New Orleans, a city known for its food, 4 urban gardens were featured on a tour recently. LSU Ag Center correspondent Craig Gautreaux has our story.
Urban farms are now filling areas that were once unused green spaces. These gardens are serving as a connection within communities and in many ways getting back to the roots of how we produced food.
We're getting back to the way we used to grow food in backyard gardens, street corner lots. So we're getting back to, market gardening, community gardens, and various aspects of commercial agriculture in the city.
While being a social and environmental component for their communities, the gardens can be an economic boost as well.
The money that's generated here, it stays in the community. And we're supporting local businesses. These farmers are business people. And so we're supporting local businesses, farm families, and the fabric of our cities.
A common theme among the 4 urban farms visited was getting children in the community involved in gardening. Many participants mentioned that the gardens can serve as a teaching tool.
Gardening is such a good way to incorporate so many types of learning. Biology, math, really any of your sciences, even English.
Elliot Robinson is the garden manager for Press Street Gardens. The garden serves as a school garden for the nearby New Orleans Center for the Creative Arts, and he saw the need to be a stop on the tour.
I think it's really critical to network with farmers, educators, and institutions that promote agriculture in Louisiana.
A key component heard throughout the tour was members of the community must be involved for the gardens to be successful. With the LSU Ag Center, this is Craig Gautreaux reporting.
The farm tour was a joint venture between the Southern University Ag Center and the LSU Ag Center and had about 50 participants. Up next, the latest on a vote that could impact our paychecks next year, plus a disaster scene that looked like it could have been straight out of a movie. What officials say likely led an Amtrak train to jump the tracks, dropping cars onto a highway below. Republican leaders on Capitol Hill are one step away from a major change in tax policy. The House passed a final version of this bill this afternoon, but they will have to revote tomorrow due to some procedural issues. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
The House with the historic vote.
The conference report is adopted,
passing the largest tax reform bill in decades.
On the table. Today, we are giving the people of this country their money back.
The bill met with applause and protest in the House chamber.
And have them escorted from the House chamber.
A day of political maneuvering, speeches, and large poster boards on Capitol Hill. Congressional GOP leaders one step away from giving President Trump his first major legislative win.
Priority number 1 is middle-class Americans. That has been this administration's focus.
Democrats pointing to a new analysis that says in a decade, 70% of the middle class will see a tax hike, 76% of the wealthiest a tax cut.
This is the worst bill to ever come to the floor of the House, with stiff competition.
Now it's the Senate's turn. All Republicans expected to vote yes for the bill that permanently slashes the corporate rate from 35% to 21%, a move they say will spur economic growth.
I think the American people are going to begin to feel that the country is moving again after 8 years of relative stagnation.
Republicans will rue the day that they passed this tax bill. Rue the day, because it's so unfair to the middle class.
The Senate is expected to vote and pass this tax bill late tonight, but in a last-minute twist, Democrats say 3 provisions in the tax plan violate Senate rules and will need to be removed, forcing the House to re-vote tomorrow. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
The investigation has begun into a deadly Amtrak crash, but early reports indicate that train was going far above the speed limit ahead of the crash. Marcy Gonzalez has the latest from DuPont, Washington.
Those crumpled and ripped apart rail cars lifted by cranes onto flatbeds and hauled from the scene of Monday's deadly Amtrak accident.
Amtrak 501, Emergency. We are on the ground.
Amtrak 501 was traveling from Seattle to Portland on the inaugural run of a new, faster rail service, rounding a curve over Interstate 5 in DuPont, Washington, when it derailed.
People are flying, you're like, oh my God, this is real.
Investigators now say the train was going well over twice the speed limit, 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone.
That is crazy.
Rail cars sent spilling over the overpass, some crashing onto the busy highway during the morning rush, crushing 7 vehicles.
Oh my God, that train is derailed over the freeway.
Commuters jumping from their vehicles to help.
One of the trains had tipped upside down and kind of spilled the passengers out, and then the train came down on top of them. When people are pinned under the train, I grabbed the dude's hand and was rubbing his back, and I was just like, I'm so impressed by you. You're a champion. Just talking to him.
More than 70 people injured, 3 on board the train killed. Among them, rail advocate Jim Humray and transit employee Zach Wilhoyd.
We also have crew members who have survived, and so interviewing them to understand what was going on immediately prior to the derailment is going to be very important for the investigators.
And the NTSB says their investigators will be out here for at least a week, not only piecing together exactly what happened here, but working to make recommendations on how to keep accidents like this from happening again. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, DuPont, Washington.
As we get closer to the weekend, we're hoping for clearing skies to make that travel a little easier.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got the showers and even a little bit of rain out there today. The majority of the heavy rain, however, has been off to our north. So, fortunately for us, we don't really need the rain. And fortunately for them, they do need the rain. So that's the good news. And better news, it's going to stay warm. 72 out there today, 74 in Natchez, Natchitoches at 74, as well as Leesville. Looking at 75 degrees. A lot of places will be back in the 70s tomorrow. But then a big cold front moving in our direction as we head into the holiday weekend. I'll be talking all about it coming up after the break. Well, it was warm today, and tonight is not going to be any different. 70 degrees out there currently. Our dew point sitting at 67. Just like yesterday morning, I think we will see some fog develop as we head into the early morning hours. Definitely with the wind being fairly light, only around 9 miles per hour currently, and our dew point being so close to our temperatures, as well as the moisture that is around out there, that will also be causing the fog to develop. Like I said, majority of the heavy rain is actually off to our north. There is a frontal boundary off to our west. That's not really a cold front. It's just an area of lift. And actually, if you want to give it a designation for a front, it's a warm front that's moving in the wrong direction. So there you go. It's just an area of lift that will be moving across our area as we go into tonight. And you can see just a few spots of showers throughout the area, as well as that warm front continues to lift off to the north, as well as that area of low pressure. But the heaviest of rain likely to continue to stay up there as well. We could see a couple of thunderstorms roll through as that front does get a little bit closer to us. And zooming in here, you can see a better idea of those little specks of showers that are around out there. But you see those heavier thunderstorms starting to develop off to our west. That'll be moving through overnight tonight. For the day tomorrow, early morning thunderstorms, very early morning. I'm talking about midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. type of thunderstorms. Then for the day tomorrow, another very warm day, close to the record 78 set back in 1978. Partly sunny for the afternoon, and I think there's a better chance we hit that record tomorrow than the record that was for today. Then as we head into Thursday, we're going to be watching fog develop once again in the morning, mainly cloudy ahead of another cold front that will be working in our direction for Friday and Saturday. And this thing means business. This is a true cold front and some nasty Arctic air that will be moving our way. Day planner tomorrow, we're going to top out around 76, 73 through the noon hour. Cloud cover relenting as we head into the afternoon. 69 degrees for the 5 o'clock hour, and sunshine should be around by then. Checking out the surface map, the rain off to our east by tomorrow afternoon and clearing out, but still warm, still fairly humid as well. It won't be until we get into the latter part of the week as we head into Friday and Saturday that we see this cold front moving through, and we could be talking about the potential for strong storms and much colder air that will be moving in behind that. Our forecast lows out there tonight around 61 degrees, a 70% chance of rain. For the day tomorrow, no chance of rain, 76 once again for our daytime highs. And then looking at our extended forecast, 77 by Friday. That cold front comes through and we take a hit down to 52 on Sunday. Christmas Day, we're going to start off at 20 degrees and only warming up to 50 for your Christmas Day forecast. That's look at your 7-day and your weather forecast. Scott?
All right. Thank you, Ross. Tonight, holiday hazards emergency room doctors want you to know about, so you don't have to see them this Christmas. Here's Arlette Signs.
Whether you're home or traveling somewhere else, the last place you want to end up during the holidays is the emergency room. Unfortunately, this time of year is the season not only for presents, lights, and feasts, but also an uptick in ER visits. Because of this, the American College of Emergency Physicians is offering some timely advice this week, tips that could keep you safe from common holiday hazards. First tip, prepare for the cold. If you're going to be out in it, dress appropriately. Have an emergency kit complete with a warm blanket in your car just in case. And if you're staying inside, check those CO2 monitors to make sure they're working. It could save your life. Next, practice extra care when hanging those high holiday decorations. One wrong move is all it takes to slip or fall, so take it slow and steady. And finally, you've heard it before, get that flu shot. It could make the difference between spending time with family or shivering in bed. Check out even more tips on www.emergencycareforyou.org and make this holiday season a safe one.
Coming up, NSU women's basketball coach Jordan Dupuis talks about his Lady Demons getting back on track before the Christmas break.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Frank. A tough stretch for the NSU women's basketball team should hopefully get a little bit easier tomorrow afternoon when they go up against Central Baptist. Lady Demons heavily favored in the game, and Coach Dupuis hopes his team takes full advantage of the potential mismatch.
You want to play well. You want to implement a game plan for 40 minutes. You want to play the way that you want to play, get up and down, get a lot of people in, get a lot of people involved. And so hopefully the preparation will be what it needs to be in order to implement that on Wednesday. But you want to have a good taste in your mouth when you leave for the Christmas break.
Lady Demons tip off tomorrow afternoon at 1. The men will be playing in Utah at 8.
A routine sound check at a Massachusetts grocery store is now a viral sensation. 23-year-old Gilia Sunko is an employee at Rousseau's. Friday, he did a sound check for a professional group who was going to play in the store, but his amazing voice stopped busy shoppers in their tracks. People posted it to their store's Facebook page, and it just took off from there. He used to sing professionally in Brazil, where he's originally from, and he's now studying computers and working at Rousseau's to pay for school, but he's rethinking that decision after all the attention he's been getting. And every night this week, after the 6 o'clock news, you'll be treated to KLAX's Sounds of the Holiday Season. Choirs and bands from local area schools will bring you your favorite holiday tunes as we count down the days until Christmas. Tonight's Sounds of the Holiday Season will feature choirs from Gina Junior High, Leesville High School, and 6th graders from Buckeye, along with the Pineville High School Chamber Orchestra. And turning to our forecast now, what are we looking at, Ross?
Yeah, we got warm temperatures for the next couple of days, but a big cold front coming for us for Christmas. I guess that's your gift this year is cooler temperatures. 77 on Friday. A big cold front could be bringing some severe storms as well. We'll have to watch that closely. Friday, then Saturday and Sunday, a cool down coming and rain lingering around. Then 50 degrees, and we start Christmas Day off at 20. So Santa will be frozen out
Some
there
people
early
might
in the morning.
Look at that as a lump of coal.
Hey, it's your gift.
Thanks for watching ABC 31 News. Have a great night.
ABC 31 KLAX, the exclusive provider of ABC programming in Central Louisiana. We are the only station where you can watch new, first-run ABC programs like Dancing with the Stars, designated survivors.
Strike the enemy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's can deliver.
Damn right.
Hi, I'm Michael Bailey. Call me at the number on the screen. See how easy and affordable television advertising can be.